Hello everyone, this is Leah again with BeauTea Time, and today we have Ashira Nelson, and she is Savvygirlmoney.
Yes.
And she's going to tell a little bit about herself and how she came into the finance world.
Okay, well, like she said, my name is Ashira Nelson, better known as Savvygirlmoney. And how I came into the finance world, I actually am a CPA that specialize in personal finance and finance for families. That's kind of my area of expertise where I continue my studies after I became a CPA. I work in an accounting firm, and I noticed in these accounting firms how they focused on growing family profits and expanding wealth down different generations. So I wanted to help my people or individuals I knew of building the same kind of wealth with the individuals I work with. So I began my research and expand my knowledge, and that's how I got here.
So continuing on, since it's Financial Literacy Awareness Month, we're going to talk a little bit today about how to help your children understand how to manage their finances, and how you can also manage your finances by saving. So with your little ones, how old is your daughter?
My daughter is 3.
3 years old. So how young should a parent start introducing teaching finance to their children?
Personally, I think around the age of 3 is like perfect. I didn't really start when she was younger just because she was still kind of building her word bank, and she is continuing to build it. But I feel like it's the perfect time that she's finally understanding like different topics, and I just feel like this is the perfect age.
Okay, so what are some creative ways that parents can introduce these to their young children? If you have maybe a game or just a fun little thing that they can do.
Okay, so what I do with my daughter, her name is Skylar. I have this thing I call the money jar, and on here I put, I'm working my way to a new, and it's a kitchen set. And what she does is, well, what my husband and I, we try to do is, for every time she does something extra or something like outside her norm around the house, we try to reward her. So if this is not even extra, this is really something she's supposed to be doing, but just trying to get her to realize that her hard work can earn her rewards. So she can do something as simple as maybe clean up her clothes after she get out the bath. We'll give her maybe a quarter for that, and she can earn different amounts depending on the quantity of the task that she does. So this morning she helped me with the dishes, so I gave her a $1 bill. If it's something as simple as, oh, can you put my cup in the kitchen? Maybe I only give her a nickel that time. So just getting her to realize that her hard work or her rewards, her actions can earn her prizes, and just to get her to work for things, because I can easily buy her a kitchen set, but I wanted her to kind of earn her way to that kitchen set. It's not Christmas, it's not her birthday, so I don't want to just be buying her all these huge things just over the year. So I just really want her to work towards this. And not that she has to get the whole amount of the kitchen set. I just want her to fill up the entire jar. She has a good amount here. And it's pretty heavy, but I really want her to fill it up. And I want her to, this morning I told her, fill it, it's getting heavy. So let's just get it a little heavier so that mommy can't carry it, and we're going to go get that kitchen set. And she just loves the idea. She loves talking about it to different family members. Anytime somebody comes over, she's talking about this money jar. So she's really excited. She's enjoying earning cash based on the things that she's doing.
I think that's really good because sometimes if they're putting it in the bank, they can't really see it growing.
Yes. She needs the physical. She needs to
see
be able to
it.
see it.
Yeah.
She needs to be able to touch it. She loves touching it. She loves to show it off, like as a prize. Like, look what I got.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of times, I know people say that, this next generation doesn't want to work, but this shows them that I am working.
Yes.
I am able to make something for myself on my own, and I have this pride and responsibility that I made this money myself.
And she loves it.
Yeah.
She loves to show it off. It's just like, look what I did.
Yeah.
Look, she just gets so excited. Her face gets so bright. So it's like, it makes me excited just as a parent and being in a financial field, that my daughter's like really taking this serious and understanding that she's working hard towards something.
So 3 years old is the youngest. If it's a little bit older, you're not too late.
Nope.
You can still teach
I don't think you're never too late. I think you can, hey, you start at 5, you start at 10, hey, at least you started. A lot of parents, like for me, my parents never started like kind of the money conversation. So, hey, you're giving your kids a head start before some older people or adults start having the conversation. So
now you mentioned your husband, and I know you guys have been together for some time. So how long have you guys been together?
So we've been together. We were dating for about 16 years. We were, I guess you could say, elementary school sweethearts. We went all throughout high school and went to college together, and we recently got married. We've been married for about 7 months now, and yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a huge, huge blessing. So I'm sure that in 16 years, and knowing that you guys are going to be together for marriage, you had to talk about finances and money. What were some of the ways that you guys got through those tough conversations about finance? And what are some of the financial issues that are going to come up for newlyweds who may not have had that much time together like you did to talk about their finances?
Okay, so I'll kind of break this up. So some financial issues that came up in my relationship was we found out that we were not on the same page with our spending. Our spending habits were completely different in the beginning. He would spend freely. He looked at it as, which a lot of people do, I'm earning it and I should be able to enjoy my cash. And trust me, I definitely agree with this statement. And me, I kind of realized more the bigger picture of my goals with spending. I look at it as, okay, yes, I got paid this week and I want to enjoy, so maybe I'll enjoy on a Friday night as opposed to enjoying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all throughout the week. And that's kind of how I change my views, or that's how I do my views. I try to enjoy more so on the weekend as opposed to treat myself during the week. And that's how I can balance things out.
So typically there is a spender and a saver.
Yes.
And you have to merge those two together.
We was like seriously on two different extremes of this. I'm like save, kind of with obsessive, because he helped me to see that I had to change a little bit. And he was like, spend. So we had to come to like this like hard little like tug of war. But and we didn't get here overnight. We really didn't. We had so many fights and debates about money, and how we kind of started to work on it. We decided to get a joint account, which I feel like really helped our relationship, because it made us sit down, create a plan of how much we needed for expenses each month, so that when it comes to spending, which he was doing most of the spending, you had to spend after you put your money into our joint account.
Okay.
So if you didn't have enough after that, you couldn't spend.
So you put the money in there, and then you took out just your separate after that?
No. So what we did, we put a certain percentage of our paycheck into our joint. Okay. So as soon as we got paid, we both set up with our jobs that we wanted a certain percentage to go into this joint account. So let's just say 20% of each went into the joint account, and the other 80% went into our separate accounts. Okay. Kind of to enjoy. Okay. And handle some things we didn't have jointly. Okay. So we don't have now we do, but at the time we didn't have joint cell phone bills. So you had to still handle your outside responsibilities that we didn't have combined at the time out of that. Okay.
So that would probably be your first step, you would say, is to get on the same page.
Get on the same page.
First.
Attempt to get on the same page and just create a plan.
Okay.
Yes.
So get on the same page, create a plan, and get a joint account.
Yes.
So that everybody knows what's going on, and you guys can really manage together and ask each other, so that it's not, well, I feel like you're always taking, or you don't consult me in anything, so it's making a decision together.
And it helped me to kind of make him realize what was going into the bill payment process, because for so long I just handled that. So now he's putting his money in. He's kind of paying attention to how this money is being allocated a little more. So like, okay, light bill, the system out. As before, he would just give me money. He didn't really see where it went. I mean, I knew I was paying the bills, but now he's just a little more aware after we created that plan. Mm-hmm. It just made him a little more accountable of the process.
And I think that's also good because, you know, heaven forbid when couples are together, if something happens to one and they haven't created that plan, that person is left and they're lost and they're like, I don't know how they manage this. So I think that's even really good just for that, to know that if you have children especially, they're going to be taken care of because everybody knows how to manage everything.
Yes. I even experienced that at work in my professional career. So many wives are experiencing not even knowing, like, I don't know, their gas company online password that their husband set up.
Yeah.
So just create that plan together and just
passwords. Make sure you guys have an account that anybody can access if it's utilities and rent and mortgage and all of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Ladies, hey, if you're watching this, just be involved. Create that plan with your husband or your spouse if you guys are not married.
So what are the top 3 ways to manage your savings and find any spending leaks? Meaning money that you don't realize is going out, but it's just not there anymore.
Leaking out everywhere.
Right.
Okay, so I would say the first way is to make sure you're tracking. Track everything that you're spending, or even some income that's coming in. Just make sure that you're tracking.
Okay, so sometimes tracking to me is like, you know, I don't have time to track. What am I going to do? Just write down every single purchase? But then it's like, you know, I don't have time for that. So what do you tell that person who's like, okay, I need a really simple way to track?
Yes. And I had a hard time tracking or committing to tracking in the beginning. And I think that's the first step. You have to commit to it. Like you do anything, any new task. If you don't commit to it, you're not going to see it through, and it's not going to become a priority for you. So first, commit to the process of tracking your spending. Once you commit to it, find a app or a system that works for you. Because the app worked for me, it might not work for everybody else. Sometimes I see people using like some type of paper system where you have maybe like a little notebook you use, and you, which can be a lot, but it's okay for some people. After you swipe your credit card, you write down, I just spent $5.95 at Wendy's on this date. If that works for you, I say go for it. If writing down does not work for you for your tracking process, I love this app called Mint. You can get it in like the Android market or the app market or Apple. This app I love because you categorize your spending and you can create budgets within the app. It takes some time getting used to, but once you commit to it, it can really help you. And even if you don't commit to like on a daily basis, because it can be a lot if you try to do that daily, I found out like 30 minutes on a Sunday morning, it just helps me out a lot. And what I do on the app is I categorize everything for the week. Like I'll say, sometimes the app even knows. It'll say like Wendy's. Wendy's, you know that was a restaurant. So that went towards your fast food budget. And you paid your electric bill. That went to your utilities. So you set the budget up, and then you categorize everything, and it automatically put it into the correct categories. And it just, at the end of the month, it just helped you to see where you overspent or underspent, so you can adjust it the next month. And it helps you analyze your spending, which would be, that's the whole thing here, the tracking. It helps you analyze and know where you need to cut back. Or it's okay to get that extra cup of coffee because I know this week I didn't go crazy.
Right.
So,
and then the other 2 ways that you can manage your savings.
Okay, another way that I love to manage my savings is to pay myself first. And you might have heard that statement before. And what it means is, as soon as you get paid, like in my situation, when I get paid, a certain percentage goes into my joint that pays my bills. And the rest goes into my checking account. And then from my checking account, I pay myself first and transfer it directly over to my spending account. And you just, based on your finances, you decide how much you can afford to put into your savings. So if you decide that each month I want to save $100.
Okay.
Maybe this week I'm only going to put $50 in. You just make sure you put that $50 first before you do any other spending and pay yourself first.
So is that kind of like a envelope system like Dave Ramsey does?
And that was my second one. I'm my third one. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My third one was the envelope method. And it is exactly like that. If you don't want to do, because some people, everyone is different. Everybody's style of saving and budgeting is different. So if you are the type that likes to take your money out of the bank and kind of organize things in an envelope, you can try the envelope method. And what that is you, let's just say you have different envelopes. You can have a savings one. You can have a one for your coffee every morning. You have a grocery, and you literally take the envelope and write those categories on it. You write coffee budget, and you write spending, shopping. You create an envelope for all your different categories, kind of like what the Mint app is doing.
Mm-hmm.
With the different categories. But instead of using an app, you would actually write it out. And I have seen people, and it does work for a lot of people, because they can visually see this envelope getting smaller. And they know at that point they have to slow down with their spending. So if you go to a grocery store, you just take your grocery envelope. And you know that puts you on a budget and holds you accountable for staying within that budget that you set for yourself. So
I think that's probably one of the best methods when you are starting out to discipline yourself.
I agree 100%.
When you're dealing with money, it's
100%.
really hard to say, oh, I'll just swipe it, put it on my credit card. But it's like, okay, no, we don't have the money this weekend to go to the movies. Even though it's only $10, we don't have the money in the envelope, so we're not going.
Exactly.
Or, you know what, we got to go to the grocery store. We don't have enough money for the groceries. We need to find some coupons, or we're going to have to figure something else out.
It's that visual. You need the visuals. You need
that.
You need the envelope. You need to see that cash going down, because you can easily swipe that card.
Yeah.
You don't see anything. You don't consciously think about what you're doing. So I do. I am definitely for the envelope system.
All right.
Yes.
What are some of the apps that you like for finances, couponing, saving, anything that helps you out with that?
Okay. Right now, the couponing app that I like is Retail Me Not.
Okay.
They have a good app, because what I do is, like, say the coupons come out on Tuesday. I never can sit down and commit to it. And just think about how often you're on your phone. Mm-hmm. I just found out that I'm on my phone anyway. I can commit to that, going on that app before I go to the grocery store a little better by using the apps, couponing apps. And there's so many great ones. You can actually go to your app market and put in the search couponing app, and it'll give you a whole list of them. One that I love, that I've been kind of talking about this whole show for tracking, is Mint. Love, love, love Mint. It just really helps me to kind of go talk about something else. Another app that I really love that can get you to start investing, it is one that's called Robinhood, that I really love, because there is no monthly fee to invest, and you could put something as low as $5 to start investing in different companies.
Robinhood. Okay.
Robinhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think one of the other ones that I like is Ibotta.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one, yes.
I like Ibotta. And don't forget to check at the different stores. Like Target has their own Cartwheel
yes.
app. Giant Eagle, you can get your fuel rewards. So if you're going to go shopping at JCPenney or Target or somewhere, go there first, get the gift card, get your fuel purse, and then go shopping at the store, because you're going to spend your money anyways. So, yeah, there's multiple ways of doing that. Do you have a money mantra Meaning, like for me, it's when I see something and I say, Leah, you work really hard. You deserve to get this. I know that that's not something I need. That's just something that I am trying to convince myself that I deserve and need. So at that point, I put it down and I walk away.
Okay. Trust me, I think we all have those like moments where we just get in a moment. We get in a moment. So one I have is with shopping. I have one, what do? I never purchase something the first time I see it.
Okay.
I do fear that it will leave the store, but if it was meant for me and my body, it'll be there next time. And what I've noticed is every time I go back, it's always on sale. Or I always can go home and find a coupon. Mm-hmm. How many times have you guys purchased something? You get home like, oh, I forgot I had that Macy's coupon.
Yeah.
So I try not to buy things the first time I see it. Go home, get that coupon. So.
All right. So sometimes they always tell you to make sure that you are living below your means, so you don't get caught up in the lifestyle creep. So can you just expand a little bit about that?
Okay. Social media is really big right now. And there's so many glitz and glams and different lifestyles that people are trying to portray on social media. And people can get caught up in trying to stay with the curve or stay with the trends. It's so many different trends. And to elaborate on the stay within your means, just remember, they're taking a picture. Honestly, they can be in a one-bedroom efficiency and got this one little corner of their house like looking very nice, like a magazine, but the rest of their house can be completely empty. So just remember, you have a certain means that you can afford or a certain lifestyle that you can afford. Stay true to that lifestyle and work to get where you want to go so you can actually live and enjoy that next level lifestyle. So just stay within your means. You'll get there if you keep working towards it.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of that, sometimes as people climb up their different ladders and they start making more, they don't save more. They still start spending more.
Yes.
So continue to save more.
Yes.
If your paycheck increases by 10%, save 10% more. Don't forget about that part.
And to piggyback off of that really quick, just remember, when you earn more, try not to increase your expenses. I get just example, you get a new salary. You get an increase in your salary. Just remember, increase don't mean you got to go out and buy that new fancy car. Just enjoy your lifestyle you have. Use that addition, like Leah said, to go towards your savings account or some other goals you have.
Edit this part. I just want to make sure it's still recording. Okay, got fine. Okay, so can you give me your tips about credit?
Credit, okay. My husband and I, we had a hard time working through this topic. Like spending, he had a hard time with his credit. In college, he kind of racked up some credit card bills, like a lot of students out there. So we really had to tackle this subject. So he was like my first little person I got to experiment on with credit and how to really increase the credit score. So my tip for credit is, if you can, try not to cancel cards. Cut them credit cards up. Cut them in half, cut them in 8 pieces, whatever you have to do not to use them. But do not cancel your credit card.
Why not?
Because you want to preserve the history of those credit cards. Your credit score increased based on the history of the card. So your credit history loves other bureaus. They love to see companies that you had for a long period of time. If you cut up the one that you had for the last 8 years, it looks bad. So if you feel the need to cancel anything, cancel the newest ones, the ones you just got. So if you just got Macy's like within the last year, cancel that one. Don't cancel another one, a MasterCard that you just had for the last 5 years. Preserve the history of those credit cards. That was like a lesson I kind of learned with him. And another advice I want to give, pay off the credit cards with the highest interest. Even if it's not the one with the highest balance, go for the highest interest first. That's like really important with kind of managing your or increasing your credit score. Really tackle those.
A lot of times that's always the biggest debate. Do I pay off the biggest balance or the highest interest? And so I guess it's more the higher interest because you're going to pay out more in the long run with that interest.
Yes. The interest, it can really kill you. So you want to kind of cut those, reduce the highest interest or eliminate them altogether as you can, as quickly as you can.
Okay.
It's very important.
Any other tips for credit? Is that pretty much it?
I think that's all with credit. I do have one more thing. Just start working on your credit today. Okay. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to work on credit when I get done with my master's program. I'll make that a priority. No, just really start working on it now, because over time you'll get better. You'll learn the skills. You'll read a good article or pick up on a video that helps you out. Just take the time and focus on it today. Make that additional $5 payment towards it now, because it'll reduce how much you owe ultimately in the end.
Okay. Do you have 3 things that you would like to leave us with for saving and managing our money?
Well, just 3 tips I want to leave you guys with is, first, get out of the, like I just was saying, get out of the high interest debt first. If that's your credit cards, like a store credit, if it's a credit card or your student loan debt, focus on the high interest debt first. Another one I have is start to build an emergency fund. So many Americans, they don't even have $500 in an emergency fund. Just start there. Because
is there a minimum you should have in an emergency fund?
I wouldn't say it's a minimum, or I don't say it's, I try not to put a number on it, but just start somewhere and build on it.
Like I know sometimes people say like 3 months of rent.
Yes.
Or 3 months or 6 months or something like that. So I guess whatever maybe your bigger expenses are, make sure you have like a couple months in case you lose your job or get hurt or something like that.
Yes, that's very important. But just think about, only why I never like to put a number to it, because I know it's hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to commit to.
Saving that much.
Yes. Yeah. And so I try not to mess with people's minds and think so big. So I always say, let's start with $500.
Okay.
Even if $500, because it's small to some people, or I just feel like people are more relaxed when we try to reach towards that $500 goal first.
It's probably an easier commitment.
Yes. So I try not to overwhelm people in the beginning with making this commitment, because this is a hard commitment. So I always just say, let's start with $500. Let's work towards getting the first $500. And I feel like after that, then we can grow to put another number on it, another goal. Yeah. So the third tip I want to give is to set a concrete plan. Write it down on paper and put a number to it. For example, if you want to start saving $500 in your savings plan, write that down and make sure you add that amount. I want to save $500 in my savings. Or another example of a concrete plan. I want to pay off my student loan debt in 5 years. It's very important to put a number on it, because that number kind of puts you up with a timeline. It kind of helps you stay on track. Because if you make it too vague, it's not concrete enough to have you stay on track and stay focused. So.
Good. Now, if somebody wanted to contact you for a little bit more information, how can they follow you?
Okay, so the best way to follow me, you can follow me on my Instagram page, my business or my Savvygirlmoney page, which is Savvygirlmoney on Instagram. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, where I discuss different financial topics for millennials and families, and my YouTube page is also Savvygirlmoney. You can follow me on my personal Facebook page, where I interact a lot with my followers, which is Ashira Nelson. Yes.
All right. And then our parting word is, who you are with $100 is who you are with $1,000. So learn how to manage a little, so when you get a lot, you'll be even better to manage that. Have a beautiful day, and we will talk to you later.